Kathy, I think we're going to go ahead and we'll bring in our guests into the show today, and we will ask them how they feel about our question of the day. We've got Johnna Ballinger. Or John, is it Johnna? Johnna. I'm sorry. I read it and I knew you told me earlier. Johnna Ballinger and Keshawn Coleman here this morning from the Bluegrass Theater Guild. We'll talk about their upcoming production here in just a second, get all the details there. But in answering our question of the day, Keshawn, what are you most looking forward to in the spring season?
For the actual spring weather.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
It was a wee bit cold this morning. Definitely looking forward to warm up.
I noticed you seemed a little taken aback when Kathy mentioned that her daughter gets 3 weeks off.
Well, we only got one when I was
I did too.
And we had to fit our spring cleaning and our fun in that 1 week. So, I don't know. It's not fair, but
yeah, they do the year round.
Well, they start school earlier, so I guess it's fair.
August 1st, and we don't get out till almost mid-June.
You all get a middle, you all get kind of a smaller summer.
It's a 7-week summer.
I think they get a fall break, too.
3-week fall break, 3-week spring break, and then 2 weeks at the holidays.
These kids are never in school.
I was going to say, it couldn't be me complaining about 3 weeks off.
Oh,
right?
No.
Yeah, I would take that wholeheartedly.
I love it, maybe more than she does, because, she's a pain in the morning.
Let that child sleep in.
Actually, she's really good. She does good on her own.
Johnna, what about you?
Well, I really love flowers. So, I plant a bunch of spring bulbs in the fall and wait for them to come up in the spring and hope that the moles and gophers didn't eat them in the winter, which they mostly do. But when daffodils come up in the spring, it makes me happy. So I've got a lot of daffodils, and I love to see them in other people's yards. Kathy, they look sad this morning, but by this afternoon they'll be perked up again.
Good.
They're much tougher than they look.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we get some sunshine in.
They look so delicate, but they're really pretty.
Yeah, they are. And they just, I don't know, they make me happy.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad to have you all here. And we were chatting about the spring, and another fun thing about the spring season will be a new production from the Bluegrass Theater Guild, and that's called Morning After Grace. Johnna, why don't you tell us just a little bit about this show?
This show is written by Carrie Krim, is the playwright. She wrote a show that's very, very funny. Yes. First of all, it's hilarious. It's also really heartwarming. It deals with some themes that I think everybody is dealing with always, especially people who are coming to terms with aging. It's there are themes of love and loss and betrayal and ultimately hope for new love.
We need that.
Yeah.
And if I may chime in, I also think, I'm only 30, but I'm playing a 60-something-year-old guy. And you always think about as you're growing up, you have those problems, and you just see that those problems continue to have different problems in your more mature life. And so just falling in love and then losing the love of your life and then realizing that that love of your life may have not been exactly who you thought they were, and how do you navigate through that. And so I think that's a big part of this play, and the comedy is good, but also the message of the actual play is really important as well. So
well, Keshawn, on that note, tell us a little bit more about your role and your character.
So I am playing a 68-year-old retired pro baseball player from Detroit. I'm from Chicago, so we could have changed this to Chicago, but but just playing a guy who kind of revealing his true self in the play. I'm not going to give up too much, but it's definitely things that you have probably had done in your younger age that he's trying to reveal in his older self and trying to live in his truth. And so it's definitely when you go help a friend and you're trying to help them through something, and then it turns on to you and you have to well, how did this get on me? It's kind of like that. And so he goes through this whole epiphany and getting through his big part. Yeah. And so just getting through that emotion of getting through that part of his life and actually speaking up and becoming his true self. And so that's his name is Ollie. And so, very cool person. I love the character. And I came on about 2 weeks ago, so I'm late in the game.
Oh, wow.
And so I've really been trying to deep dive into this character and really get like who he is and how do I bring this person to life. But I feel like
you've got a good grasp. Just been talking
yes,
about really good.
It's been amazing.
I went back
totally
to school.
Fast tracked.
Yeah, I went back to school with it and like really started studying this character for sure. But yeah.
Johnna, what about you? Tell us a little bit more about your role. Who do you play?
I play Abigail, and Abigail is someone who I think basically lives her life to help other people.
Okay.
And to the extent that she sometimes doesn't look that far inward, and she maybe pushes her own needs aside to help someone else. And maybe, I know that she does it because she wants to help people. I know she's good that way. But I also think that maybe she does it to avoid maybe some things in her own life. And so part of the themes that we experience are her coming to terms with what she has actually shoved aside. And Angus is the third character. And Angus is someone who Abigail comes to know in an unexpected way, which, like Keshawn said, we won't give away too much. Come see the show. But their lives come together unexpectedly. And some hilarity ensues, but also some very deep moments of miscommunications, misunderstandings. Some of comedy comes from some of that, but also some pain comes from some of that.
That's life.
So
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This show, the playwright did such a great job of writing a show that feels really intimate. It all takes place in one room, basically.
And very authentic as well.
Over a period of time.
Yeah.
But it's very authentic, and the dialogue is very conversational.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Mamet play, without as much vulgarity.
Yeah.
But kind of fast paced dialogue, and a lot goes on. But I think that the audience will find it to be both funny and also touching and heartwarming
And relatable. I think that's the biggest
Yes.
thing about this production is like the relatability of each character. You may not relate to that character, but you may relate to this character, or you may relate, and it's such a small cast, but that makes it the efficiency of like what she wrote in this play, which is phenomenal. It just brings so much like things to life that you wouldn't even think about grandma and grandpa, but those are the things that they're going through, through their everyday lives.
But it does. It speaks to, you said, the small amount of cast. It speaks to sort of the intimate nature, I think, of the show and probably audience's connection to it. And I can really tell that you all share a deep appreciation for the show and your characters in it as well, and it really shows, I think.
I have a question. Is there a cutoff that you would recommend as far as age to come see it?
It's for a mature audience.
Okay.
Definitely. I think it depends on the kid. There were. So, what do you think, Keshawn? Because I would say 12.
Little Susie.
I would say 12.
Okay.
But it's definitely PG-13 most likely.
Okay.
But again, it's a fun thing, a family thing. Just don't bring the little babies.
Yeah.
Maybe get a babysitter for that.
Okay.
Well, and you also don't want them, like kids who tend to repeat things they hear.
Oh, yes.
You don't want that. It's not too explicit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Keshawn, you mentioned that you came into this part and in this role just a couple weeks ago. Is that sort of your introduction to Bluegrass Theater Guild, or
yes,
have you done? Okay.
So, I am actually a graduate of Kentucky State University. I majored in music performance, vocal performance, and so I've done musicals there. I've never done a play there, but when she presented the opportunity, I was like, "Oh, let's bring those acting chops out."
I was so amazed by his response, because I was really kind of like, do you think you could?
Like, absolutely, let's do it.
He's like, get it straight.
So it definitely wasn't, and I love the people that I'm in the play with. They're very professional, and I'm impressed by the attention to details and the attention to actually bringing this play to life. And I just can't wait to relay that to the crowd and the audience that comes out to see it. So.
Okay. Who's directing this production?
It's directed by Taran Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday, I'm sorry. And he is out of Lexington.
Okay.
And he does a lot of work with Message Theater there. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Okay.
And this is my first time meeting him. He goes by T. We all call him T.
Okay.
First time I've met T, and I just love him. And he's doing such a great job with the show. And you can tell that he really also cares about these characters.
Right.
And wants to present them in the best way that he can. And he's done a great job. So I'm really happy to work with him.
Oh, good.
Thrilled to meet him. I'm also fairly new to BTG, as we call it in the business.
Yeah.
I came on, I did theater years ago with Theater Off-Broadway and Pegasus Players before that. But then I took like a 28-year hiatus. And when they were producing 9 to 5, I was like, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So I came out and auditioned, and I was in the ensemble for 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I loved their production so much. Bluegrass Theater Guild really is a great theater company. Everything they do is very well thought out, very well planned, very organized. I was so impressed by the production, the direction of 9 to 5 that I just wanted to work on other shows. So I've since volunteered with every show they've done since then. And then when this one came along, I wasn't familiar with the show at all. And when I read the synopsis, I was like, that sounds like perfect for me. Like I need to audition for this role. So I auditioned on a whim and was so thrilled to get the part. And been working really hard on understanding Abigail. A lot of what she goes through is almost too relatable for me, but she's definitely a different person than I am, and so it's been great to kind of translate that and to come up with this character and try to bring her to life on stage.
You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Ollie. And Ollie and Abigail just absolutely
yes, we are good friends, and so
but we meet again unexpectedly too.
Yes. Twists and turns.
Many.
So folks, encourage folks to go check that out. It's March 23rd through the 25th. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You come straight from work.
That's right.
Come on out.
And folks can see it at Bradford Hall at Kentucky State University. Where can people get tickets? Do they need to? I know that we've got a QR code on screen there if folks can grab that. But is there anywhere else that they just go to? Probably Google.
Get them at the door.
Get them at the door.
Okay.
You can also go to the Facebook page, and I think there's a link there as well.
Perfect.
But you also get the QR code from the picture on Facebook. But
Yeah, and the show times are on the Sunday show is at 2:00.
Okay.
The Monday and Tuesday shows start at 7.
Okay.
So a little earlier than some shows in the past, but that'll get you out and home early.
yes.
Especially on a weeknight.
It's
Right?
a weeknight.
Yeah.
And then there's something else going on with Bluegrass Theater Guild.
Yes,
coming up.
the spring membership meeting is coming up.
It's on April 5th. At 11 a.m., Blanton's Landing there on East Main. We were talking about before. It's kind of the speakeasy. Is that right, Kathy?
Speakeasy.
Is that what people call it?
It's a fairly new venue. It started, I guess, last summer.
Yeah. Okay.
So go check it out, everybody. And they're going to be announcing the new season.
Yes, looking forward to that.
There's going to be a brunch provided by Andy's, which
Love Andy.
we love Andy's. And just a good chance to find out a little more about Bluegrass Theater Guild.
Yeah, and folks can attend. Like anybody can go.
Oh yeah,
right?
anybody can come. They really hope a lot of people come, and you can meet the current officers. Of course, see what shows are coming up.
Yeah.
Mix and mingle, and maybe decide to become a member of the guild yourself.
And I was going to say it's a good opportunity to if it's something you're interested in or something that you want to volunteer with as well. It's
Volunteering
a great opportunity.
is fun. I love the backstage work. The work that I've done on other shows has been so rewarding and just amazing to watch how the sausage is made.
Right,
you know?
right.
Being backstage is really
saw them build
fun.
a set in a day. I was like,
I tell you, the backstage work, the last time I did it was when they did The Descendants, and it was all kids. So backstage was rowdy.
But encourage folks to go check out this show. It's called why am I not seeing Morning After Grace? There we go. Morning After Grace, March 23rd through March 25th. Keshawn, real quick too. Do you think will you continue to work with Bluegrass Theater Guild? Do you think after this experience?
I actually just got some news that I was offered a position with Teach for America, which is a nonprofit program that
Very cool.
Congratulations.
hires teachers to go out into communities to become new educators. And so I'll be teaching the Northwest Indiana community,
Wow.
3rd and 4th grade.
Oh,
And so I'll be
cool.
moving actually this June, but I was lucky enough to get this part, and I'm really
This is your
focused-
swan song.
This is
Yes.
my
Yes.
swan. Yes.
And we're going to miss him.
So
Yeah.
please come
Well,
out and see me for my last
Yeah.
hoorah.
That's right. Yeah,
First
congratulations.
and last hoorah.
Congratulations on the position
Thank
and
you.
on the performance
Thank
as
you.
well.
Yes.
Folks, go check that out. March 23rd, March 25th, over at Bradford Hall at Kentucky State University. Get your tickets online now, or at the door. Right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. It's so nice to meet you both and having
Thank
you
you.
here
Thank
on
you so
Around
much.
10.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you all.